Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Rookies Podcast. This is episode 4 now. And the obvious topic we'll be talking. Oh, first of all, we'll have to let Nico say hi, Nico.
Hey everyone, tried to skip over me.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
good to be back.
Absolutely. We're on a little break from school now until the new year, so hopefully we can get a couple episodes out between now and then. Here we got the obvious topic. The World Cup just finished with a fantastic final yesterday. Um, Today is Monday at the time of recording this. We'll might get it out on Tuesday. We'll see. But pretty much we'll be talking about the World Cup as a whole, the finals, new conversations that are going on in the football world, and we'll dive right into that. Um, so I think how we're gonna start this is we'll go through pretty much what we missed from the last episode. Last episode we kind of introduced the knockout stages, gave our predictions. They all went wrong, and we'll look at where we are now. Um, so Nico, you kind of want to start off like this World Cup review.
Yeah, so we can just talk about a few upsets and crazy things that happened this World Cup, which by the way has been one of the best World Cups that I've ever seen.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, so yeah, we can start with the only upset that I think from the round of 16. It's the game Morocco-Spain.
Yep.
Spain ended up getting knocked out by Morocco on penalties.
Yeah.
Crazy game because of like the fact that everybody thought Spain was gonna win, and this is really where Morocco's like
They earned their
hype
dark horse.
started.
Yeah.
Like I feel like this is where all the hype started, getting bigger for Morocco,
Yeah.
and deservingly because they were great this year. And yeah, so not much else to say. It was a very even match. Everybody thought Spain was gonna go far this tournament because they did look good in the in the group stage.
Yeah. They did. Yeah.
Uh, yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Bono came up clutch. He plays on Sevilla, so he's playing against the country that he plays in. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, he really made a name for himself specifically. Also, players like Amrabat, who's really had a breakout tournament, even though he's not like a young up and coming star. He still had a breakout tournament. And these Morocco players, they just play as a team. They know what they're playing for. They know their roles, and they go about their business, and they're performing well. They performed well. So they had two upsets. That one against Spain in the shootout, and then obviously later in the next round against Portugal. But yeah, that was a crazy game for sure, and I'm sure Spain were disappointed.
Yeah. And then from the rest of the games in the round of 16, everything was just pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of expected
Hmm.
all the teams to go through, the big teams. And then when we look at the quarterfinals, let's start off with England France. Would you say it's an upset that England lost, or just more of like it was just two big teams? One of them had to lose. So
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was just two big teams going at it, and one came out on top.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
Despite the injuries that France has had, they still perform like they're France, and I think that's what happened here. Harry Kane obviously skied that penalty. I think that's the main talk of that game. That would have been the turning point. Who knows what happens in extra time and in penalties with these two good teams, but I think the better team won, to be honest.
yeah. And then, as you said before, Morocco beat Portugal.
Hmm.
They beat them 1-0. I know you were keeping a close eye on that game. How did that game go?
Yeah, well, Morocco got that goal, and pretty much after that, it was, Portugal with the ball, but not really breaking down any defense. Morocco is such a tight team. They're well coached. Like I said, everyone knows their role. They play it well together. Um, Bono made a couple of good saves, especially one on Felix. Another good one on Ronaldo late in the game. Um, But yeah, they didn't really go away. Even they had their fair share of chances even after their goal. So fair play to them. Obviously, it was a little heartbreaking to see Ronaldo, in tears in that hall to the dressing room, knowing that that's probably the last time we're gonna see him at the World Cup. Which was heartbreaking, but that's the way it goes. And Morocco moved on, and they had a good performance.
Yeah. And you do believe that it's the last time we're gonna see Ronaldo?
Um, I think for sure the last time we'll see him at the World Cup, but I know he
Yeah.
has aspirations to play in the Euros. I hear
Hmm.
in the next Euros, so we'll see what happens. He probably won't have a major role, but similar to like what happened in the World Cup later on, where he'd come off the bench or whatever. But yeah, I think that's it for him in the World Cup. Yeah.
Then we move on to Netherlands, Argentina. That was a very, very fiery game.
Hmm.
Um, a lot of fighting, a lot of scrapping between the two teams.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew that this was coming from the way that Argentina play.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, they're very rough into every challenge. And it's not really a bad thing, but like I feel like they take it up a different notch
Yeah.
and like I don't know, they kind of like provoke players and stuff and they really get you pissed off pretty
Yeah,
much.
they know
Like
how
that's
to.
what they want to do.
Yeah, they know how to ruin your day for sure. That game was, yeah, Weghorst with the two late goals and the 90 plus 11 to equalize it to extra time. Obviously, Argentina winning penalties, they have Emiliano Martinez and great penalty takers as well. But yeah, like you said about this Argentina team, I was so happy when Messi won. We'll talk about the final later, but I
Yeah.
was so happy that Messi won and Di Maria as well. It was just so hard for me to cheer for a team playing the way they play. Like
Yeah, me too.
the way they tackle is just like, I know you're winning, you have to win, you have to do it to win at all
Yeah.
costs, of course. Like if I was on their team, or if I was supporting them like as my home nation, I would probably love it, to be honest. But as a neutral to watch that, it's kind of like it's so hard to support a team like that, just knowing like
Yeah.
the dirty style of play. But obviously, it worked. You have to do what you have to do to claim your prize, and that's what they did. But yeah, that was a crazy game. I don't know who kicked it in the bench. Do you know who it was?
Uh, I'm not sure.
I can't
I
remember
don't
who
want
it
to say
was.
anybody and then get it wrong, but
Yeah,
I'm not sure. It might have been like Paredes
I
or
think it
some
was.
Paredes. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I don't
I'm
remember.
looking at like the box score, and I see that he gets a yellow at the 89th minute. And I feel like it was him because it wasn't Otamendi, it wasn't Messi, it wasn't Lisandro Martinez. I'm pretty sure it was Paredes. But yeah, that wasn't a classy play at all.
Yeah.
But
And yeah. What were you gonna say? Sorry.
yeah, no, just whatever happens, happens. They won fair play.
Hmm. And then the last game in the quarterfinals was probably the biggest upset, I feel like. I mean, it's definitely close with Morocco, Portugal,
Yeah, but yeah,
but everybody expected this Brazil team to win the World Cup, so I feel like this is probably the upset of the tournament.
yeah,
And it sucks for Brazil because that happened. They don't really tend to go out
in penalties.
without an upset
Yeah,
in the
that's true
World
too.
Cup, just like the 7-1 against Germany.
Yeah, if they lost to Germany that year, like whatever 3-1, 2-1, but 7-1 is an upset. Nico, I know you have a lot to say about this game and specifically the penalty takers.
Yeah, so we both watched this game together,
Yeah.
and we saw it was a pretty balanced game, but we were thinking that, you know, they would eventually take the lead, Brazil. They would eventually, run away with the game because that's usually what they did all tournament,
Hmm.
even when they struggled. But no, it stayed 0-0 past the 90 minutes. And then in extra time, Neymar ended up scoring. And we all thought it was over there.
Yeah.
We were like, yeah, okay, Brazil's going to like control the game. It's going to be great. By the way, Neymar scored a wonderful goal
Oh yeah.
coming back from injury.
That was an awesome goal.
And then late into the second half of extra time, no, Petkovic.
Yeah.
Petkovic got an equalizer and brought it to penalties. And then this is where the controversy happens because Brazil were just not putting the right penalty takers on penalties. That's my opinion. I think making Rodrigo shoot first, horrible decision. Like, why would you make your youngest player? I don't care how young. I don't care how good he is. You know, he's one of the youngest players on that team. Why would you make him kick first? It
Yeah.
makes no sense to me. Usually, you put your more experienced players, even if they're not a striker.
Yeah. Did you
Like you would
see?
put like
Did you
I don't know. If
see?
you're gonna put Rodrigo, you might as well put I don't know, Silva or someone.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see
Yeah,
how Argentina did it and France did it? They put Mbappe and Messi first,
exactly.
and they both
Yeah,
scored.
pardon?
And they both scored.
Yeah.
So
And then the other two kickers were Casemiro and Pedro. I was a little surprised Pedro scored because I don't know too much about him.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but I mean he shot a good penalty, so that I mean you
fair
can't really
play.
shame him for that.
Yeah, fair play.
And then Marquinhos ended up hitting the post,
Mm.
and that was the penalty that made them lose it.
Yeah, that
So
broke all
yeah,
hearts.
I don't know. I think it's poor kicker selection,
Yeah,
however you want to say it.
and it's the
Um,
fact Neymar didn't even get to take one. I don't
Neymar should
know
have
if
been.
I don't. Okay, so I don't know how it works. When I play it, it was usually like, if we ever gone to penalties, it would be the coach would say, okay, who's feeling confident? Maybe like two or three
Yeah.
players would put their hand up and they would take.
Yeah.
And but for some reason, the better technical players on my team were way too nervous to take penalties. And all
But
of
do
us
you
would
think
scratch
it
our
would?
heads. All of us would scratch our head like you're the best player. You should be first. And they were just not. They just didn't feel like they just weren't up for it. No, so I don't know how it works in the professional teams. I'm sure there's a little bit more structure to it rather than who wants to take. Um, but it's still confusing why Neymar never took.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I'll never, unless something comes out, I'll never figure out that mystery.
I honestly think it just went down to the manager's decision. Like he decides who gets to kick the penalties, and honestly, if it was really up to the players, why wouldn't Neymar step up? You
Yeah,
know, like he's a champion. He's a great player. Why wouldn't he step up?
and
He's
he's
not going to be
taken
nervous.
and he's taken these type of penalties before. He won the Olympics, even though that's not like as big of a tournament as the World Cup. But he got the Olympic winning penalty and also penalties for Barcelona in the Champions League, PSG of course. So yeah, it's not like it's anything new to him. So yeah, I don't know, real head scratcher, but
So also the bigger stars in on Brazil too. Like I know Richarlison wasn't on the team when the penalties were being taken because he got subbed off, so he
yeah.
couldn't take it. But that was another mistake from the manager. I feel like Richarlison is a great penalty taker. I don't know
Yeah.
why you would take him off
Also,
before
Vinicius.
penalties.
Vinicius came off as well.
Yeah, Vinicius too, another good penalty taker, I believe.
Yeah.
And and I don't know why he's taking these players off before a shootout, but
Paqueta came off
it
as
is.
well. Fred came on for Paqueta. I'm pretty sure he's not too great at penalties. The only sub that came on for penalties is like I guess Anthony can probably take some.
Yeah, and he
I
didn't even
assume.
take it.
Yeah, I assume. But yeah,
He
you're
didn't
right.
even take it.
You're right about that.
But yeah, like I don't want to dwell too much on it, but
Yeah.
if I was a Brazil fan, I would be really mad at the selection for penalty takers
Oh yeah.
because I feel like that's really what costed them.
For sure. What's
Yeah.
next, Nico?
Next we can move on to the semifinals. We have France Morocco. Not much to talk about there.
Yeah. Same with the other one
Everybody
too.
everybody knew France would be favorites going into it, as well as the Argentina Croatia game.
Yeah.
The favorites won here, but I just want to point out the fact about Morocco and how far they went this year. I think they did amazing this World Cup, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
What do you think?
I think a lot of people didn't see them coming out the group. Even me, I just assumed it would be like a Belgium Croatia. Belgium were not up for this tournament for whatever reason. Uh, but yeah, I was intrigued by their run. Clearly, the dark horse of the tournament. I don't know if many people had them to do that, so they definitely shocked everyone, and they've made their mark in this tournament. I'm pretty sure that they were the first African to make the semifinals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's huge, and it's a big step in the world of football for sure, and the game has grown. So Only good things to say.
Yeah, and then they sadly for them they didn't even get third place because
Yeah.
Croatia beat them 2-1. But I mean, it's still a great
Yeah, that's
achievement to make it to the
yeah,
semifinals of the World Cup.
yeah, for sure.
And and then we can move on to the main topic
Yeah, oh
here,
yeah.
the final, Argentina France. What do you have to say?
I just want to say that was probably the greatest football match I've ever seen in my life.
Mhm.
Might even be a front runner for best football game of all time. But I haven't lived for that long to witness other historic events. But as long as I have been living, that has been the greatest game I've ever watched in my life.
Definitely. Same as me.
Yeah.
I'm only 1 year younger than you, and I could say the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I've never seen a game this good. You know, like just Argentina controlling everything at the start, very entertaining. They were playing amazing. Their second goal was so good. The team play on that second goal was
Oh, yeah.
amazing. Messi was like running everything. Everything was going through him. And then suddenly, in the last few minutes of the game, Mbappe decides that it's not over in the last 10 minutes and he gets a penalty. Now, before that, I just want to talk about the first penalty. Let's just talk about penalties right here. I feel like this World Cup, I've seen some horrible calls. It's been a great World Cup, but the refereeing, I don't know. I just don't understand it anymore. Like the
So
penalties that we're
what
seeing.
was the foul again? I can't remember. Can you like describe it and then I might remember it?
It was on Di Maria. He was coming in from the left side of the
Oh
box.
yeah, that one. Yeah.
And then he literally gets like he literally
Grazed his
barely
calf or whatever.
barely. He barely touches him and he falls over.
Yeah, I think that was awful. I think.
And it was delayed too. It was a delayed reaction to the touch, and he
Yeah.
still gets the penalty.
I think
Messed
like what you said about the reffing, it's kind of been like, I feel like it's almost like the refs are fans as well. It's like they're
It's
almost
super
looking,
soft.
they're looking for like entertainment. I think that's why there was 3 penalties in this game. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like the other penalties were penalties.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're right. That was kind of a soft call, in
Yeah,
all honesty.
fair.
But for that, what, 90% of the regulation, it was just all Argentina. Like it wasn't even close.
Yeah.
The rumored
was-
virus that has been going on through France, I was like, yeah, it has to be that. Like France didn't turn up at all. And then all of a sudden, Mbappe just comes out of seemingly nowhere. He was nowhere to be found that game, and then after, boom, penalty, and then that second goal, Nico. I don't know. Is that challenging Richarlison?
It was very good, very very good goal. I don't know. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna say it's challenging Richarlison because that's on another level. But it's very close second.
Yeah.
Especially to do it in the last 10
Yeah.
minutes of a World Cup final.
To keep your team alive, yeah. That was
It's way different
remarkable.
than scoring a bicycle kick in a group stage game.
Yeah. That was remarkable.
And then yeah, so the game went into extra time, and then we saw Messi, the goat. He got the go ahead goal for his team, which was amazing for him. A lot of emotion.
Yep.
There was a lot of confusion around the goal too because
was,
we
yeah.
needed goal line technology to see, even though it was in by a lot.
Yeah.
When we saw replays, it was in by like it went like almost halfway in the net.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's amazing that Messi was able to get that goal.
Yeah.
Just shows how decisive he is.
I feel like this final was like, so everyone wanted that Portugal Argentina final, Ronaldo versus Messi. I feel like this is the final that everyone wanted, but instead of Portugal, it was France. It was Mbappe and Messi.
Yeah.
Like Mbappe kind of carried France. Like he scored all their
Yeah.
goals despite 2 of them being penalties. But in the play, you could just see he's running all the plays. Essentially.
Yeah, and like
In the
he's
final
so
specifically.
explosive too.
Yeah.
He's so explosive going forward. Like no one can catch him.
Yeah, he's like too fast. No one can get him. Just like, I don't know, Hakimi, I guess, can like keep up with him. In the Morocco game, he kind of did that. But
Yeah.
like, what a performance from him! That was unreal. He really, changed my opinion on him. I know before, I don't know if you felt the same, Nico, but before I just wasn't convinced about this guy simply because he plays in League One. But after seeing him through this World Cup, I started liking him more and more. And after that final, Nico, I don't know. A lot of people are saying he's the best player in the world right now.
I don't know, like
What do you think?
when you see like the difference from him and Haaland, because those are obviously the two contenders
Yes.
right now.
Yeah. And I think
I feel like
before you go on, I think it's also like we have to remember Haaland didn't play in a World Cup, so we don't know where he's at right now. Like I think once club football comes back, we'll see that counter punch, but I can't wait.
like Haaland is doing what he's doing in the world's hardest league.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all I have to say.
That's true.
Like before I make a definite decision on who is better, I want to see both of them playing on the same level, you know?
Yes. Yeah, I
But
want to see Mbappe leave. I want to see him go to Real Madrid or something.
yeah, and
Badly.
I want to see just what the real difference is when they're on an even playing field, you know?
Yes, yes. It's like when Messi and Ronaldo both played in La Liga. We could easily compare.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. But yeah, you're right. Haaland does it in the best league and Mbappe does it in League One. But after his performance in the World Cup, I am definitely considering the conversation a lot more than I used to.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I think we need to see Mbappe go to like a La Liga or the Premier League and see what he can do from there. And then the whole
Anybody
world
can
will be
afford him.
watching. Yeah, for who can
And
afford him, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
yeah, so just to finish off on this game, it went to penalties. Mbappe puts away his what was it, a third penalty of the night.
Yeah. That's actually impressive to do that against Martinez to score 3 straight penalties in the same spot.
And yeah, in the same spot, and like two of them, the keeper actually guessed the right way,
Yeah.
but he just bent his hands. Like
Yeah.
his shots are so powerful
Yeah.
and accurate. It's scary.
Like he can play. Like he knows what he's doing out there for sure.
Yeah.
I
And,
wanted to mention a couple like individual performances of this game. Even though
Yeah.
both teams' defense were kind of like shaky to let in 3 goals, uh, I want to give a shout out to Upamecano in that game.
Yeah.
Despite like the 3 goals against, he was kind of like, I feel like he was kind of carrying that defense at times defensively. Also, like they play Koundé at right back, not really a right back, so they have those issues, and obviously those virus issues. I don't know how much that affected them, but Upamecano was like such a warrior for them. How old is this guy?
he can't
Under
be-
23.
He can't be older than 24.
So look out for that guy. Like he's a really good player, and not so great performance even through the World Cup. Like I don't know how well he's been doing for Inter, but Lautaro Martinez has not had a good World Cup, and there were so many chances that he had that he could have ended the game. There's a header that he directed the other way. So many chances in tight, just at the keeper or wide. I don't know, Nico. What happened to
Yeah.
this guy? What's going on?
I can't say, but I just I don't understand why. Like he's very clinical for Inter. So it makes no sense. Like it's not even like you can say, oh, it's a different team and he doesn't fit in. No. Like these are chances in front of the net.
Yeah.
This is on you. If you can't finish this, it's on you. Like something is wrong with you if you can't finish when you're 1-on-1 with the keeper. So I don't know. I mean, it's Inter. They haven't really been having a good World Cup overall. Like
You can add
if you
Lukaku
see
to that as well.
Lukaku,
Yeah.
Lukaku, Brozovic. I didn't watch much of Croatia's games, but I don't think Brozovic was very decisive, was he?
I average at best, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there you go.
But yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I guess.
But that was very
Uh,
noticeable, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. One more player, Alexis McAllister.
Good World Cup for him.
Great World Cup. I think he's 23.
Yeah.
I think he's also Scottish, but he's
Where's he playing on?
plays on Brighton. So he's went from winning the World Cup, and now his next game is against Charlton away in the AFL Cup.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
That's wonderful.
He's got to go back.
Imagine.
He's got to
Imagine
go
being in
from
the locker room.
he's got to go back from playing with Messi and Di Maria and all these guys to playing with Lewis Dunk and Adam Webster. So that will be a turn of events for him. He must be like the coolest kid in school going back to Brighton.
Yeah,
Everyone's gonna be like, "Wow, can I touch your medal?" But yeah, he was a great player this tournament. I didn't really make much of him just because he was on Brighton, and I was like, okay, he's like whatever, regular old Joe. But very good performances from him, not just in the final, but even before that. He can really run the play, and I just wanted to give him a shout out.
Before we get on to anything else, I just want to quickly finish off the discussion of the penalties here.
Yeah.
So, like I said before, Mbappe put away his third penalty of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Right after him, Messi scored a penalty as well, his second penalty of the night.
Mm-hmm.
The two best players on each team scoring, being decisive,
Yep.
which you want to see.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like everybody would have been very disappointed if Messi missed his penalty.
Oh yeah, that would be awful. Even if he won the World Cup, if he missed a penalty, it would just feel so wrong.
He would have been sad about that, even if he won. How much would you bet?
Yeah.
But yeah, then we saw Coman miss a penalty.
Yeah, it was saved, right? Martinez.
And that's when I really thought that Argentina was gonna win it.
Then Tchouaméni just missed a whole net, and then it was
Tchouaméni just, I don't know. He had a pretty good World Cup too.
He did. He did.
You can't really judge him on a penalty missed, but it is what it is.
And he's still 22, so
he's young. He's gonna get really criticized for this, but
he's gonna be real good.
He's gonna be really good. Dybala scored a penalty. He didn't do much this World Cup, but he got subbed on for the penalties, and
I didn't even see him get subbed on. I was like, where'd this guy come from?
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a decent player. Just no room in that Argentina attack, pretty much.
Yeah, as good as he is.
Yeah.
Then Paredes scored, and then Colomwani. Is that how you say his name? Colomwani?
Yes, Colomwani, yeah.
He got one back for France, but unfortunately it wasn't enough because all Argentina needed to do was just get one goal, and Montiel was the man who got that goal and secured Argentina their World Cup.
Yeah, they didn't miss a penalty. That's hard to do in the finals.
And I just saw, looking at the the game stats right now, Emiliano Martinez actually ended up getting a yellow during the penalty shootout.
He did?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
I think it was for the penalty or one of the penalties that he saved, I'm pretty sure. He was celebrating, and I think he ended up getting a yellow because of it.
Was it like the shimmy that he did?
I think so. Because it says right here in the 126th minute he got a yellow card.
Oh my goodness. What a character.
Unless that was before the whistle, before it went to penalties. I'm not sure, but
who knows?
I mean, whatever it was, I'm not surprised.
He is a interesting guy.
He's an interesting character, as we saw when he received his award.
Oh my God.
Goalkeeper of the tournament.
I mean, that's kind of like what we were talking about Argentina.
Yeah,
the way that they are, but
I'd say it's pretty disrespectful, but
yeah, a little bit. Kids are watching. Come on.
Yeah, not just for that, but like the history of the tournament.
Yeah,
and,
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
You gotta be classy. You gotta show class. Like you're in front of billions of people.
Yeah, I actually want to know. I actually want to know the number of viewers, because I know it was set to be like 5 billion or something, but I want to see like what it actually was. I know it's probably huge. Martinez, though, as foolish as he is at times, that was a crazy save at the end with his foot. Keeper. That literally saved him. That won them the World Cup essentially.
Yeah, pretty much, because France could have literally taken the lead there, and I mean, it was a great save, but the player was a little bit I don't know, he didn't make the smartest decision. Yeah. Let's just say that. I think he had I don't know if it was Mbappe or someone, but he had someone who he could pass it to, and then he would have had an empty net to shoot on.
Unlucky.
Or he could have just chipped it over the keeper, because the keeper was already on the floor.
You would have scored that, no?
Pardon?
You would have scored it, no?
Oh, easy.
Just a little World Cup final.
Easy little chip over the keeper.
Just a little World Cup game winner, no problem.
Yeah,
What else was
easy.
I
I can
gonna
do that
say?
any day.
There was something I was gonna say. I can't
But no,
remember.
seriously, he could have done a bit better, but it was a great
Yeah,
save.
that was a good save. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was
So do you want to
something
move on
else.
to our next topic?
Yeah, we can move on. Uh, well, I pretty much just have a couple conversation starters for you.
Yeah, for
This is
sure.
a good one. There are a lot of debates that have been going on in the internet over the after the final, which is that's fair. It's been a crazy tournament, and a lot of players made names for themselves. Um, let's do this on the topic of the final. I'll give you a couple questions. Goal of the tournament. I feel like you answered that one, but what do you think?
I think it's still Richarlison. Either that or people would say Mbappe's goal in the final, but
Is there a third?
Argentina's second goal, like I said before, it was amazing. Like
Uh,
their team play, they started in their own half.
yeah,
And like it was all one touch passing. No two touches, all one touch, all the way to the goal. Like it was amazing.
yeah.
I wouldn't say that it's the goal of the tournament. Very close second, but I'm gonna keep Richarlison there,
Okay.
just cause like that goal like crashed the internet.
It
Like
did.
just like it was amazing. It
Everyone was like,
amazing.
"Oh my god!" Yeah, you're right. Um,
Yeah.
Neckin. Second question here about the tournament. Looking back, who was your biggest breakout star? I know we mentioned a couple, but what's your biggest?
Hmm.
We had McAllister. We mentioned Upamecano had a good game. Amrabat. Also looking back, there's Gakpo, Pedri, Gavi. A lot of players.
I would have said Gakpo if he made it a bit farther.
Like maybe one more round.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm not really sure. Like I don't know if it's just me, but there hasn't been like one player who's been like breakout that we never saw before. You know what I mean?
There hasn't been a James Rodriguez yet.
Yeah, like
there wasn't.
I would say the closest thing that comes to a breakout star is probably Gakpo, but most of us already knew him before, so it's not really like that crazy.
I guess
I'm gonna
I'd go Amrabat.
Amrabat too. He was pretty good, and the other midfielder on Morocco as well.
Yes, I forget his name. I'm gonna look at it right now. You can't
He
forget
was
that
really
guy's name.
good.
Also, Hakimi had a
Um,
good tournament, but everyone knew him as well.
yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Gakpo, I guess. Like he did really good. I think he did really good for the Netherlands. He brought them pretty far. Um, I didn't really expect the Netherlands to go any farther than they did, especially going up against Argentina.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll stick with Gakpo. I know he was one of my picks for breakout star before the World Cup started. So yeah.
That was still a good pick. He had a very good group stage. I also forgot Bono was a good mention. The midfielder you're
Bono.
looking for is Onahi.
Yes, he was really good too.
Very good technical player, yeah.
I feel like he's one of those people that you could say breakout star because we no one pretty much knew him before this World Cup, you know?
Yeah. He plays on Angers in League One.
Yeah. So I mean that says it all.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll go with Amrabat just because of he's like a very complete midfielder. He's someone I'd want in my team. And he pretty much was the backbone of this midfield. I'll just go him just to give him that respect.
Also, can I just say real quick? I
Yeah.
know we're not on really that topic, but a player who did really good that I was really impressed with was Ziyech.
Yes, yeah. Barely plays for Chelsea, but he turned up.
He had a really good World Cup. He was one of the reasons why Morocco did as good as they did, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, no way no way they do that well with him not in the team.
I know Milan wanted to buy him, pick him up in the January transfer window, but I heard now that because they wanted to buy him for like 15 million, and Chelsea were okay with that low price because of how poor he's been playing.
Yeah, now
But-
it's not gonna be that low probably.
Yeah, I've been hearing reports that Chelsea might want to raise the price now, and I don't know how that's gonna go well with Maldini at Milan. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I think-
don't know. We'll see how that plays out.
I feel like he should leave Chelsea just because Chelsea has so many ridiculous. Like I have a ridiculous number of midfielders and attackers now, especially with Nkunku coming now. They got interest in Felix. I think he should go to a team where he's gonna play and earn his time, because he's too good to be wasted on the bench, as we've seen in that tournament, and he deserves to keep playing. But yeah, ZX was a very good player for sure.
Yeah, you can move on to your next question. I just wanted to add that.
Yeah. Got a couple questions here. Let's see which I should go with next. So, we already answered this one. Best final in football history. In our time, it definitely was.
Oh yeah,
Um,
for sure.
Is the
I
GOAT...
feel like in the last 20 years, for sure.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Is the GOAT debate over, Nico? Is
I
it
think
over?
so.
Yeah.
I think it is. I think it was over before he even won the World Cup. But no, I really like Messi.
Yeah.
I've always been more on the Messi side, not because of like accolades that the player achieved, but simply because I like his style of play more than Ronaldo's.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like even me, like when I play soccer, I like being more of a Messi type of player than a Ronaldo type of player. That's just how I am. I'm more attracted to that like style of play, like more creative,
Yep.
more finesse type of play, you know?
I can picture you in your backyard just encara Messi,
Yeah,
shooting it
exactly.
between two
Like
trees.
that's just how I am. No, but
That's how I am. I'm Messi.
yeah.
It's simple.
I've always been more on the Messi side, but I think like statistically now it's been proven that he
Yeah.
is the GOAT.
Yeah, I agree. I think that World Cup is just the icing on the cake.
I feel like before it was always on like more of an opinion based thing.
Yes, now it's kind of
like
hard to.
statistically this
Yeah.
guy is the GOAT. Like no one did what he's done.
Now I look forward into the future, kind of, and I think, what are people gonna tell their kids? What are they gonna tell these younger people? And when you just look at what they've done, it has to be Messi. He has 7 Ballon d'Ors. He's got the World Cup
Crazy.
now. He's got the Copa America. He had 91 goals in 1 year.
Now let me just tell you something.
Yeah.
If Messi does really good with PSG this year,
So this is what I was gonna think about too. I know what you're gonna say.
do you think he's in contention for his 8th Ballon d'Or?
I think he is, man. Like, who's gonna stop
Dude.
him? When is it? January?
No, it already passed because now they're doing.
Oh, yeah,
it in,
they give
like,
it to Benzema.
October.
Oh, they
But
changed
yeah, but I think for like next October they're gonna do it based on this season.
Yeah, if he has a good
So-
season with PSG, which is not impossible, if they go through like a couple rounds in the Champions League, that's coming up in
Let's just say
February.
they win. Let's just say he wins the Champions League.
Oh,
with
easily, easily.
PSG. Which, dude, like Messi's form right now and Mbappe's form right now going into
Oof.
the Champions League, I would be scared.
Oh, yeah.
If I was their opponent, I would be terrified.
Hakimi's
The two
form.
stars of the World Cup final.
Hakimi's form. They also have a guy named Neymar.
Yeah. Dude, I feel like after this World Cup, like PSG looks so scary.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Anyways, what was the? Oh yeah. Messi's accolades. Yeah, I just think like, dude, you can't really argue against it now. It's like you said. It's in the history books. It's facts. He had that World Cup. Ronaldo scored 1 penalty in this World Cup. Messi scored what? 7 goals.
Yeah, I believe it's 7 goals.
Yeah, he had a lot of penalties, but still, he scored his goals.
How many penalties was it? Like,
I think it was
2?
3. I think it was 3.
2? I don't know.
It was 4 in total, but he missed against Poland.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he
And
had
I mean,
3.
he got a lot of decisive goals. So like,
Yes.
even if they are penalties.
And goal contributions as well. In Croatia, he had
Yeah.
2 assists, no, and a goal.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's not just penalties, and you have
How
to
many
earn
man
your
of the
penalties.
matches did he get?
5 or something like that, like 6, 5,
That's
4,
good.
around there.
I think he got man of the match for the final too, right?
Yeah, he did. There was the picture of him holding the Budweiser
got-
and World
And
Cup.
he got player of the tournament as well.
Yeah, wow. I'd love to be Messi right now. Can't lie.
Yeah.
Must be having.
But also, let's just give a shout out to Mbappe. He got golden
Oh
boot.
man,
Good for him.
dude. Like I said
Yeah, I know
earlier,
you had
my opinion
I
totally
know
changed.
you had a bet.
Yeah, I had a future on him to win the golden boot, and I was so happy when he scored that second goal to take it to extra time.
Yeah.
when he scored that scissor kick.
Hmm.
In my head, I'm like, oh, it's over. Like Messi scored that penalty. I'm like, no. In the beginning of the game, and France had nothing going. I'm like, it's over. And then after Mbappe scored that penalty, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Well, it was tied at
Yeah.
that point, and I was like, okay, I can still get it because I think you just give it to co-winners, right? If they're both level.
Yeah, I think you just give it to both of them.
And then after Mbappe scored the goal to lead, and I was like, oh my god! I started celebrating like I was French. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And then it really ended up being the best finals ever. He scored again in extra time. Messi scored again in extra time, and I ended up getting that that winning bet for the future. So it made me feel good about myself. Makes me feel like I know something, because all my other bets went wrong. But yeah, it was
Me, on
very.
the other hand, I I had France winning. I
Hmm.
had Morocco getting third place, and I had Giroud getting top goal scorer, and I lost all of them.
Giroud was close though. He's just.
Yeah.
I guess he's just not. He's not Mbappe pretty much, but he was definitely. He's still. I think he's a top five striker in the world, no doubt.
Yeah.
No questions asked. But yeah, shout out to Mbappe. Like, oh man, he's so good and didn't get anything out of it. And I want to say I feel bad, but like he already has one. He already has a World Cup, and he's still 23. He played in two finals. So
I think Mbappe has everything he needs to do even better than Messi.
oh yeah.
Like, is
If
that
he
crazy to say?
No, it's not because he's doing what he's doing in the world's biggest stage twice in a row, two finals. He scored in the finals in 2018. He won the World Cup. He won Young Player too. He won the Young Player award.
Yeah.
And then next World Cup, he wins the Golden Boot. He scores a hat trick in the finals. Thanks for coming. Back-to-back finals. That's really hard to do, especially nowadays. You'll see like teams like Spain in the 2014 World Cup knocked out of the champions or knocked out of the group stage. Germany knocked
Yeah.
out the group stage. So it's not easy to do. So like just shout out to Mbappe. What a player. What a player.
Yeah. For sure. For
And
sure. And I
and
know
if he
he started. Pardon?
go ahead.
I know he's like not at the point where Messi was at the same age
Yeah.
because I think Messi already had a Ballon d'Or
He
by
had
the
three.
time.
He had three by the age of 23.
Yeah, by 23 he had already three. So I mean,
There are levels to it, yeah.
goats will be goats.
Yeah.
You can't really like I don't know what to say about that. I know I just said Mbappe has everything to pass Messi, and he still has a lot of years left
Yeah,
in him.
yeah.
So he does really have everything.
Yeah.
If he keeps performing every single year, I think he can start winning Ballon d'Or after Ballon d'Or.
I think so
And it's
too.
not just about that, but also like the team achievements, like
Yeah.
World Cup,
Champions
and Champions
Leagues,
League,
yeah.
and all that. So yeah,
I really want him to go to. I think going for him to go to Real Madrid is just part of the story. Like I think that has to happen just because of how he idolized Ronaldo and following his footsteps, and also that's one of the biggest teams in the world in history. So I think that'll be a perfect fit for him. But imagine him in the Prem.
yeah.
Imagine
But
him
who
and
would he go
Mbappe.
to though? Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
what team can afford him?
I guess Chelsea can afford him, but they already have so many players now. Man City can afford him, but like then
Could you imagine
then the
Mbappe
future then the future of football is ruined because then we can't have a rivalry because they play on the same team, Haaland and Mbappe. So I don't know.
Man United?
Maybe I mean that would work. They're doing a rebuild now with the Glazers, right? They need to break the bank eventually. Who knows? Maybe it can be him. That will be amazing. Man United, Man City. Whew. Wow.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. But yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
But yes, he does need to move outside of League One for sure.
Yeah, I think Real Madrid's the best.
Yeah.
Best destination for him. I think
Mhm.
he would really become an idol to a lot of young Madrid fans, like just like Ronaldo was.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that covers everything, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. Like you said, I definitely like he can win Ballon d'Ors. That'll be
Mhm.
so much fun to watch in the future. But yeah, that was a great conversation.
Yeah.
Wow. So much excitement going into club football now. Champions Leagues Transfer window coming up in January. That's not long from now.
I'm actually excited
That's in
for
like
club
what?
football to come back. I'm really excited. I miss
Yeah.
watching Champions League. I miss watching Serie A, Premier League,
Mhm.
all the top leagues, La Liga, everything.
Hopefully all
I
these
miss it
players.
so much.
Hopefully all these players can get healthy, and then we'll see
Yeah.
a great second half of the year.
Mm.
Yeah, I honestly can't wait. What a great sport this is, man. I don't know how people don't like it. What a great sport.
Obviously.
So is that our World Cup discussion over, Nico? That's putting a wrap on 2022.
Yeah, I think that's putting a wrap on the 2022 World Cup, man.
Wow.
See you in 4 years.
Yeah, right. Hopefully we're still going. Hopefully we're still
In
going
Canada.
strong. Yeah, we have to go to a few games, no doubt.
We
Even
will.
in the U.S.
I'm saying it right now. The Rookies podcast is gonna be at the 2026
Yes.
World Cup. Okay?
Live coverage.
We have to. And maybe not every game. Maybe not more than one game. But
Yeah.
we promise to get you guys at least one game.
Yeah, has
Like,
to be done.
how sick would that be?
That would be amazing. There's no way we don't go to a World Cup game. Like,
Dude, this
It
is like
happens
a once
every-
in a lifetime.
yeah.
We don't even have to travel. Like we can. It's literally in our hometown. Like
Yeah.
we can literally go to the BMO Field and watch a World Cup game. Like,
yeah,
we have to.
exactly. I guess we can reveal now we're located in Toronto. if that wasn't
Yeah.
obvious now.
Yeah, like.
But yeah, that would be amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're right. It's World Cup happens every 4 years, and it's coming to North America. Like this probably might not ever happen again, depending on how it goes. But
Yeah.
can't miss that for sure. Yeah, Nico, that's a good episode. We'll in the future we're gonna come up with more sports now. We'll talk about NHL, MMA,
Now that
UFC,
the World Cup
whatever.
is over.
Yeah, now that the World Cup's over, we can focus on all these other sports. Obviously, we'll keep going with soccer, football.
Yep.
But yeah, we'll get all these variety of different things to you guys. Hopefully, this episode can come out soon. Hopefully it comes out Tuesday. But yeah, I'm very excited for the future. We're gonna get more things
Sure.
out. We mentioned Rookies podcast bets, TR bets. Now that we have that time, we'll try and get that out for you guys, and hopefully that'll be a big thing on this channel and on in this brand. And lots of big things to come.
Yeah, for sure. And I just wanted to touch on what you said before.
Mm-hmm.
We do have more sports that are going to be included in our episodes now. We want to start talking more about hockey, more
Yep.
about basketball, more about F1. So just stay tuned if you're into other sports as well.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely going to do an episode on hockey very soon. So if you're into hockey, stay tuned because we have a lot of things to talk about.
Yes.
And we also have a few interviews that we want to share with you guys that we conducted with some pretty big journalists in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we just want to get those out to you guys because I feel like they're very, very interesting episodes. Interviews that we can include in our episodes.
We're definitely very proud of them.
Yeah, very, very big accolades in our career, at least.
Yes, definitely. So yeah,
For sure.
it's a little outdated now, but we'll show you guys just because we worked pretty hard on it. We're proud of it, and we want you guys to enjoy it too. Obviously, we mentioned that we're located in Toronto, so it's going to be a little based on that. But you know, as you guys know right now, we're not that biased. I'm sure you don't really know what clubs we support, so hopefully that's a win.
If you want, we can like.
Should we
tell
reveal it?
them. We're having a pretty chill conversations right now, so I think we can reveal
Okay.
it if we're really talking about everything.
Okay. So as you guys know, we're very unbiased. We try to be, at least in our conversations. We're really just fans of sports, and obviously being fans of sports comes with having your favorite team. Nico, you want to go first? You can mention your background and how it comes about.
Yeah, so I was born in Italy, and I was born in Rome, and a lot of people always tell me, "Oh, why don't you cheer for Rome? Why don't you cheer for Rome?" It's because most of my family cheers for Milan, AC Milan, of course, and it all started with my grandfather in Italy. he really got into Milan. I'm not sure how. I don't know the background story on that, but then I know that he got my dad into it. And then it went to me, and I spent my whole childhood revolving around Milan, watching games on TV, watching so many finals. My dad. I don't remember, but my dad tells me that the final against Liverpool in 2007, we were watching it together apparently. So I'm happy about that. Yeah, so I'm a Milan fan. I always have been very big Milan fan. But yeah, obviously I try to stay unbiased when it comes to the Rookies podcast.
Yeah.
And yeah, obviously I have my opinions, like obviously everybody's gonna have their own opinions. If they're cheering for a certain team, they're gonna know more about a certain team.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that like you're biased. Just because I tend to mention Leao or Giroud or Theo Hernandez a lot doesn't necessarily mean that I'm like not including any Inter players or Juve players in the conversation. It's just I'm more knowledgeable about Milan players.
Yeah, and the Serie A as well.
Yeah, I'm always watching the Serie A. I'm always keeping up with that, and then we can talk about the team that you cheer for.
Yeah, so there's actually a couple, but my biggest, my home club is Porto in Portugal. I'm Portuguese. My parents are Portuguese. I wasn't born there. I was born here in Canada. But my parents are Portuguese. Everyone I know is Portuguese, other than my siblings and everyone younger than me. So we support Porto. I don't know anyone else that doesn't in my family. Obviously, with my dad, my grandparents, great-grandparents, so on and so on. They weren't born in Porto. They were born a little outside, but they weren't born in like Lisbon and support Porto. Like Nico was born in Rome and doesn't support Roma.
Don't take shots at me.
But no, yeah, we support Porto. We're lucky to go to a few games in Portugal. Yeah, and I guess my second club, because Porto can always compete in Champions League because they're a bit smaller. I like Chelsea. They're my English team. Yeah, they haven't been great in the last few years, but pretty much how that came about was just when I was younger, around like 2007 era. They had a lot of these Portuguese players. Also, Mourinho coached them. He coached Porto to a Champions League, and obviously to Inter to a Champions League, and so on. And they had a lot of Portuguese players on Chelsea, like Bozingua, Ricardo Carvalho, and a lot of those guys who are also ex-Porto players. So that's just pretty much the history of it. Yeah, there's not really much else to say. Now you guys know.
Yeah, we just wanted to tell you guys because we thought it was necessary. We didn't want to hide anything. Obviously, you guys probably may have noticed us talking about these subjects, like me talking about Milan players. So we just wanted to reveal it and have it in the open so that we're not hiding anything, because we don't need to. We're always gonna stay unbiased because this is what we care about. We care about the Rookies podcast. We care about supporting fans of all teams.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just here to talk about everything. Not just one specific thing, but everything. And every team and every league. And yeah, that's what we want to bring to you guys.
Hopefully now this can earn a little bit more trust in what we say now. Like maybe people can respect our opinions now if we go against our own teams. So, and I like it now because now we can poke fun at each other's teams in front of everyone. I think that's great.
Yeah, which is going to be nice to do in the Champions League.
Yeah, very good. Okay. Chelsea topped the group.
Pardon?
Chelsea topped the group in the Champions League.
Yeah, very interesting.
That was fun. Okay. Well, that was episode 4, right, Nico? Nothing else?
Yeah, nothing else to add. It wasn't too long.
Yeah.
Which I think you guys might appreciate. I don't know if you guys like sitting through long episodes.
Mm-hmm.
We're always going to try to keep it around an hour, so yeah. I think it was pretty good. But yeah, that covers everything. Thank you guys so much for joining us for another video.
Mm-hmm.
And as always, just keep sticking around. And thanks for coming. Do you have anything to say?
I'm just gonna say next episode hopefully will come out soon. But yeah, stay tuned, guys. As Nico said, thank you guys for watching.